The AA rocket gun got removed. It's not in the CTE build anymore, and that means it's not coming to the vanilla game with second half of Turning Tides DLC. It's actually funny, considering that 2 or 3 weeks ago I've uploaded a video about AA rocket gun saying it's a bad idea, and I got roasted so much in the comments. This video got so many dislikes, I got so much hate in the comments, and as it finally turned out, DICE decided to scrap the idea and it's gone. I know I'm gonna get roasted again for saying this, but in my not so humble opinion, I think it's great. I didn't really want this to be implemented, especially not in the form that it was presented in the previous build, because that was just terrible. You could shoot it across the whole map and you didn't even need to hit the plane. It was just exploding in the close proximity of it. It didn't require any skill. And it's quite ironic actually, because under the previous video, in the comments, I got tons of people saying, why would the AA rocket gun require skill if flying plane doesn't require any skill? Well then, if flying planes doesn't require any skill, why don't you just take your plane and dogfight the other guy and take him out? It should be easy if it doesn't require any skill. And yet, almost every single time I fly planes in this game, if I see the enemy plane approaching, he's either trying to fly into me to get us both killed, or he's not even picking the dogfight. He's just doing some weird moves, but he's not actually trying to pick the fight. And by no means, I'm not saying that flying planes in Battlefield 1 and being effective in them actually requires a lot of skill. It doesn't require a lot of it, but still. It is not easy to use. If it was easy, then you wouldn't get those guys getting 100 kill streaks, because the other ones would just take them out. But regardless of how much skill planes require in this game, either way, it is very easy to take them out currently with all tools that we have available. One squad can easily take out plane while shooting it with their main weapons. They don't need to use gadgets, K-bullets, anti-aircraft. They just need to shoot the plane while it's diving in with their primaries, and they're gonna destroy it. I don't even want to go into topic of stationary AAs being extremely easy to use while being extremely effective while having extreme range. And yet, people are complaining. I feel like it is not about game balance and about players having zero situational awareness and not doing any teamwork. I've had couple of games where I was trying to fly in a plane and the enemy team had some insanely good squads. The end result of it was that, yeah, I could fly, but the majority of my time in the air was consumed with fighting those guys on the ground. And it's not like they were camping the whole round with LMGs trying to take me down on purpose. No. Simply every single time I was diving in and actually trying to pick off some ground targets, mostly infantry, they were just shooting me with their primaries. And believe me, if 5 players start shooting you with their primary weapons, even though those are some automaticos or hellregals, you're still gonna feel it and it's going to be a really high damage. But apart from this, I feel like DICE could actually make the standard 80 rocket gun one-shot kill when you hit the plane. I mean, it's really hard to actually do it, and you're not gonna be able to do it in many situations. In previous games, RPG was always a one-shot kill if you managed to hit the plane. And that's the part I don't understand. 80 rocket gun is a lot harder to use than RPG because you have to lay down to actually shoot it. And with RPG, you could be standing, you could be jumping, you could be crouching, proning, doing every single thing you could possibly imagine, and yet it's always been a one-shot kill, even though it was a lot easier to use it. In this situation, the common sense tells me that if something requires you to be laying down to be able to shoot it, then it is a lot harder to actually take out plane which is coming from above, because you can't really get an angle. I mean, you can, but not in 90% of situations. You also got to consider that when you notice a plane coming from above, you're not exactly gonna have couple of minutes to think about your positioning. You're gonna have like 2 or 3 seconds and then you're gonna die, so it's actually not that easy to get an angle with the 80 rocket gun. If you're wondering how much damage it deals to the planes right now, For example, if you hit the attack plane with the 80 rocket gun, you're not even gonna disable it if it was at 100 HP, which is just ridiculous. Anyway guys, not making this video any longer than it has to be, that would be it for today. Remember that on the January 22nd, I'm doing the face reveal Q&A video, so if you guys have any questions to me, make sure to write them down in the comments. If you already wrote them under previous videos, don't worry, I'm gonna go through all of them and there is no need to write them again. And as always, if you enjoyed, remember to leave a like, subscribe, and I see you on the battlefield.